Hello and welcome to this video guide for Sniper Zero. Now, Zero builds tend to require a bit of skill, and this is where a lot of people probably struggle with Zero as a character compared to other characters that don't require the same level of skill. With Sniper Zero, let's start with the class mod because I think it really spells out what this is all about. Don't worry so much about those skills just yet. Let's just look at how it increases your sniper rifle gun damage, your sniper rifle critical hit damage as well, and it lowers your shield capacity. And I think this really spells out what he's all about. It's about increasing your gun damage, it's about being a little bit vulnerable, and it emphasizes the importance of scoring those critical hits if you really want to maximize your damage output. Now, there are a few ways we can increase our raw damage. One is by equipping a B shield. We're going to be vulnerable anyway, so we may as well go all out for damage. A relic here that can increase your sniper rifle damage. However, I have also been considering that maybe it would be better to have an action skill cooldown here because we do get a lot of damage from deception. With your sniper rifles, when picking your sniper rifles, there's a few options. The Amigo, I think, is probably my favorite at the moment. This is a quest reward from Commander Lilith's Fight for Sanctuary. Otherwise, when you're picking your sniper rifle, look for sniper rifles that give you bonuses to critical hit damage. Again, with this build, it's all about scoring those critical hits to maximize damage. So, Skullmasher here, generally speaking, they'll have 180% critical hit damage. But with the Ludamilla, you can only get a maximum of 125. So, but do look for that critical hit damage. With the Amigo, I haven't seen any critical hit damage on the scorecard. I'm pretty sure it's not possible. But it does have massive weapon damage to start with, so it's just built into the actual card itself. Okay, now with your skills, there are some skills here that you can get some damage bonuses from. I'm going to start with just the ones that increase your raw damage, and that is Headshot. It will increase your critical hit damage across the board. Velocity increases your critical hit damage and your gun damage. And I think they're probably the only two, let's be honest, they're the only two that increase your base damage with no, what's the word? No conditions applied. Now these other skills will increase your damage with conditions. So the first one here is Killer, and it only comes into effect after you kill an enemy for about 8 seconds. It'll increase your critical hit damage by 50%. This one shot, one kill. Its condition is that it needs to be the first bullet fired from your mag. You need to have your mag fully reloaded, and the first bullet fired will deal an additional 120%. This works really well with sniper rifles. We've got Bore. We can increase our weapon damage if we can hit multiple enemies with one shot. And then we've got down here Critical Ascension, which will increase our sniper rifle damage and our critical hit damage, which with each critical hit we score with sniper rifles. Kill Confirmed will increase your critical hit damage depending on how long you've been looking down the sight of your weapon. Ambush will increase your damage if your target is fighting something other than yourself or aiming at something other than yourself. Rising Shot can increase your damage up to 50% with 5 stacks if you are keeping your weapon hot. The moment you stop shooting your weapon, you start to lose stacks. So this is about consistently firing your weapon to keep those stacks high. With sniper rifles, you've basically got to fire it as fast as you can. With automatic weapons, you just hold the trigger down. Deathmark, this is a significant damage boost here, 80%. When you melee an enemy, or if you hit them with Kunai. Death Blossom will give you Kunai that you can throw out when you're in Deception, and that will apply Death Mark as well. Innovate will increase your gun damage by 10% while you are in Deception. It's a very small damage boost. The main thing you probably want to get out of this is movement speed and just a little bit of health regeneration so you can keep topping your health up. But even then, This skill's not particularly great, but the other skills in this tree aren't great either, and you do need points here to reach the bottom. Two Fang, there's a chance for you to fire 2 shots instead of 1. Over here we've got that won't increase your damage. The last thing here is Deception. So the longer you're in Deception, the more damage you will deal when you break it. So I'm saying if you were to melee something, shoot something, that will end Deception and you'll use up your damage bonus from that. So when we use Deception, you'll see there's a little bit of a bar that appears down the bottom. That is to increase your gun damage. At that end bit, that's when we want to shoot. We want to shoot right at the end. So what else? I've got some points here. The max health isn't going to do much at all. It's really just to get to Grim so we can get a little bit of action skill cooldown and a little bit of shield regeneration as well. So more about that action skill cooldown so we can use it more often. There is another skill here that if you wanted to move some skills around, you can get some bonus gun damage there, but that's a kill skill, so that'll only come into effect after you get that kill. Now back in the first tree, there are 3 skills, actually 4 skills here that you should consider that will make your job easier. Optics is the first of which. The further you can zoom in and it'll stop your weapon from swaying around, it'll make it much easier to hit those critical hit targets, those crit zones. Now if you're not hitting those, you've lost a lot of damage. As far as Zero's concerned, a lot of his damage goes into his critical hit damage. Precision will make your guns more accurate. If you're only using snipers, this really isn't worth it. I've put a point here just because I get 5 points from the class mod. 1 for 5 seems like a relatively good deal, but this is something you could probably go without if you're going to specialize in snipers. Bore will make your job a little bit easier by highlighting crit zones when Deception is active. And at one with the gun will make your sniper rifle accurate from the hip, reload faster, and have more magazine size. I don't think there's really much else. Fast Hand, is another really good skill to have. If you slag your enemies, you deal an additional 200% damage to slagged enemies. So being able to swap to a weapon to slag and swap back, you'll be doing that a lot, so that weapon swap speed becomes really important given how often you're going to be doing that. So Fast Hands is a really good one, and it gives us that reload speed so we can reload quickly. The quicker we can reload, the more we can use this one shot, one kill. Okay? That's the build. If there's something I've forgotten to say, I apologize for forgetting to say it, but there will be some a gameplay video you can watch as well to sort of support what we've covered here. Sort of show you how you put it all into action, but it's about knowing how you get these damage bonuses. The very easy one would be to slag them, death mark them, shoot the first bullet at the end of your Deception, and straight away we've already got 450 damage, 650 from slagging, plus the 80% from death mark, an extra 120% from one shot, one kill. It all adds up and it becomes massive damage in the end. So I don't suppose I have a stronger enemy just like wandering around over here. This guy here. So just to show you, slag him first. Of course he's not going to slag, is he? Throw your Kanai out to death mark him. I've just lost my B shield, so this is all gone to crap. But I've still managed to one-shot him even without that B shield. Anyway, I'll leave the rest of this for the gameplay trailer. If you want to watch that gameplay trailer, it'll show you how to use the Sniper Zero in action. Okay? Good luck.